What happened to him? Who killed him? Everybody in the room would have went. Before we get started, let me just say this. A couple of months ago, I was doing a charity event in La Jolla, California, Southern California, a big, ritzy party thing at a mansion. And preface that by saying everything in my act that I tell you that's a story in my act is probably a true story that actually happened to me. And I embellish it to make it funnier. But most of the stories are true stories. And so this particular night, I'm at this charity event, and I'm about 14 minutes into my hour set. And the host comes up, and he's saying, "I'm sorry, Mark," and he's reaching for the mic. So immediately I'm running through my head, did I say something that was off color for the charity? And then he says, "Is there a doctor in the house?" There happened to be 4 doctors in the house that night. One of them was the head ER doctor in San Diego. I killed a guy that night with jokes. If you had to die somewhere that night, that event was the place to be. Because they brought him back and he woke up giggling. I killed him, my jokes brought him back. So what I'm trying to say to you is here tonight is this. If you know you have a problem with the ticker, I can't be responsible for your health. Just getting that out there. And I was the only black guy in the room. Apparently, again. So my mind started racing. What if the police would have came and said, "What happened to him? Who killed him?" Everybody in the room would have went. And now I gotta have a standoff with the police. 3 guys walk into a bar, officer. Then I end up in a cell with Bubba. Bubba's looking at me, so what you in for? I killed the dude, Bubba. With a joke. Knock, knock, Bubba. Are we clear? I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. I've been traveling all over this beautiful country of ours, and I spend a lot of time down south, and I'm gonna tell you folks, the South is alive and backwards. I was in Missouri. Missouri is pawning themselves off as being Midwest. It's the South. They had me fooled, though. They flew me into Kansas City. Now, Kansas City is a metropolis. Lots of nightlife, arts and culture, great restaurants, a lot of fine people, just like we have here in Provo tonight. But they picked me up at the airport, drove me 2.5 hours into the woods. There was black people there, didn't even know they were free. This is the South right here. They were going, "Don't you tell no jokes about massa." Come on out of there, Kunta, you're free. I was in a small little town in Missouri, Sedalia, Missouri, 3 teeth in the whole town. The mayor had him on his bracelet. First night on stage, I said, "Where's all the black folks at?" Somebody said, "On stage." I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." I said, "I'm glad to be here in Missouri." Somebody said, "We say Missouri." I said, "You say it wrong." Apparently not as smart as your friends over in Mississippi. I guess that bookmobile doesn't get to Missouri that often. Suffice it to say that Missouri is home of the big girl. They fancy the biscuits. I realize that there's someone for everybody, and I'll tell you guys, if you are a chubby chaser, if you like them fluffy, Missouri might be the spot for you. You can get a sack of biscuits and hang out at the park. They'll follow you to your car like pigeons. I realized I'm a big guy. I was a little guy in Missouri. People were coming up to me going, "How you doing, little man?" Pretty good, ma'am. Nice tooth. I ate terribly in Missouri. Everything was fried. You ever go somewhere to eat, no matter what you order, they put something fried on your plate, whether you order it or not? Fried pickles, fried tomatoes, fried bread. I ate so much grease in Missouri. Now I drink a glass of water, it beads up in my throat. I did find one thing fried that I loved. Fried candy bars. Somebody took a candy bar, wrapped that in cinnamon roll dough, and then chucked it in the fryer. Who was I to say no? Because after about that fourth or fifth one, my heart started double clutching up. I'm down on one knee at the fair, sweating butter. People are coming up, not even trying to help me. They're dabbing their biscuits on my forehead. There's a butter fountain over here. Bring Grandma. I got home, I figured I better go get myself checked out. They say inside every fat person there's a thin one fighting to get out. There's a fatter one in me. Right now, I'm losing the battle. My doctor says I'm an anomaly to him, says that most people retain water. It appears I'm retaining meat. And I understand it. My mother's from Louisiana, so I grew up with meat at every meal. Anybody else like that? My mother give you a whole ham for a snack. She say, "Baby, dinner won't be ready for about an hour. Take this ham." I'm 4 years old, dragging a 40-pound ham around the house. So now I'm trying to get back down to my fighting weight, trying to get back to that place where I'm happy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, that loose place. I don't want to lose too much weight, though. I don't want to be like that guy at your job. You know the guy that lost like 100 pounds, and every day he comes to work bragging about it. You know I lost over half my body weight. I lost over 100 pounds. But he still has that big jack-in-the-box head. Hey, dude, you lost too much. You're gonna have a hard time finding hats. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to lose my love handles either. Because they've been with me for so long, like an old friend through thick and thicker. You know you can squeeze love out of your love handles? You ever get cut off out there on the highway? It makes you want to bless somebody out. Jesus loves you. And your fancy lane change. You can't do that when you're skinny. You got nothing to squeeze onto. You got to stick your finger in your belly button. And you spend the rest of the day trying not to smell it. That smells like hamburgers. My doctor told me I need to get on a diet. I can't do it. I'm like 1 day on, 2, 3, 4 days off. If at first you don't succeed, have another fried candy bar, hope for the best. That's my logic. There's too many diets out there, that's my problem. I don't know which diet is gonna be the best diet for me. You got the Zone, the Atkins, the Scarsdale, Hollywood 24-hour diet. That's supposed to be a great one. Comes with a plastic surgeon. Right now, I'm on the Clydesdale diet. Mostly consists of hay. Hey, give me some of this. Hey, how about some of that? Hey, don't take that away yet. I wasn't done yet. They say in order for you to maximize the potential of your diet, you got to work out. I started working out at a new gym. You might have heard of it, Curves. Well, that's a good gym. First day, they give you a personal trainer. She stood me in front of a full-length mirror. She says, "Mark, we're going to identify your trouble spots." I see it every day. all trouble. I said, if you really want to identify my trouble spots, shouldn't we be looking in my refrigerator? That's where the trouble starts. She told me she was going to introduce me to muscle confusion. I hadn't worked out in 2 years when I started working out at the Curves. I said, my muscles are confused because I'm here. They're going, where's the couch? But she was a good trainer, great trainer. I played sports all my life from the time I was a little kid in the 5th grade throughout college. I've had some of the best trainers in the world. I went to the University of Southern California, and we had some of the best trainers there that you could possibly imagine. But this trainer at the Curves, best trainer I've ever had, bar none. This is how good this trainer is at the Curves. First 6 weeks, my chest went from an A to a C cup. I got to the gym one day and my trainer said to me, she says, Mark, today we're gonna bench press. And I'm a man, did I mention that? You say to a man, we're gonna bench press. We swell right up, don't we guys? Voice get all deep. Yeah. Let's bench press. She grabbed 2 10s and put 1 on each side of the bar. I was like, girl, get out of here with that. Get 4 of them 45s from over there and put them on this side of the bar. I'm gonna put 4 45s on this side of the bar. We're gonna bench press like a man. Right here in the Curves. So we loaded the bar up. It had that arc in it. You ever see that dude at the gym lifting all the weights? You can't go home because you got your car up there. So I get down on the bench, I get ready to start bench pressing, I put my hands on the bar. And when you start bench pressing, you can't put your hands just wheelie-neely anywhere on the bar. Am I right, guys? Woo! Make sure your hands are symmetrical, right? After about 15 minutes of that, I was like, woo! This is a tough workout you got going right here. This that muscle confusion you was talking about? I'm confused. Finally, I get down on the bench, I throw the weight right up. Gravity is a funny thing. The weight came down so fast, made a whistling sound. I tried to bounce it off my chest. You know, you get that little, it sunk deeper into my chest. Every time I moved, it was like quicksand. I was like, ah! I felt like I was about to pass out, but you can't pass out at the Curves. Your woman's gonna be embarrassed. I did what every man in here should do if you find yourself in that situation. I let out just a little bit of pee. Not enough to be construed as I peed on myself, just a squirt to help take the edge off the pain. You understand what I'm talking about? Just a little spritz so I can think what to do next. A splash so I could get a moment of clarity. Wow. Once you get that clarity, your mind will tell you what to do. Roll it down. You get down to your waist, you can sit up, blame it on her. You're supposed to be spotting me. You know I ain't worked out in 2 years. Where are those 10s? I work out hard when I'm at the Curves, too. Really trying to get myself together, so I'm in there trying to put in some work. Yeah. I outbench everybody at the Curves. Nobody at that Curves can outbench me. There is one silverback of a woman who outcurls me. Really strong, 18-inch biceps. She comes into the gym hot every time I see her. She's like, yo, homeboy, you using them 50s? No, ma'am. Nice tooth. I I was working out hard at the Curves one day, right? So I go home to shower because they don't let me shower at the Curves no more. And I slipped in the shower and broke my back. True story. I crushed my T11. Get you some sticky stuff in your tub. You know what I'm talking about? The mats, the stripes, the geometrical shapes, some sand, something to stop you from slipping and sliding. It's dangerous to bathe. This particular day, I go home, get in the shower, and I like to be clean. I use a whole bar of soap in the shower. I look like a snowman in the shower, if you can picture that. I get all snowmaned up and I turn to let the water hit me in the face, like I'd done so many times before without incident. And all of a sudden, I was airborne. Let me tell you something, you 250 some odd pounds and you are suddenly 4 feet off the ground floating out of the shower? It's a frightening situation. I needed some clarity, I needed it now. I let out a little pee. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of pee, kind of like a water wiggle, if you can picture that. Finally, that clarity kicked in for me. Wow. We got a shampoo. This grout has a little mold in it. I might need some CLR for that. Is this a new shower curtain? I don't remember buying no new shower curtain. And then I hit the floor. Bam! Now I'm laying there on the floor, naked snowman, pee in his eye. And I got 2 cats. Cats do not respect your personal space. The cats kick the door in. One of them is sitting on my chest. His face this close to mine. Judging. He said, "What you doing down here?" Which really freaked me out. I thought I was dead. I didn't know he could talk. I had him for 2 years. He hadn't said a word. Now I got all kinds of equipment to shower with. Got Velcro in my shower. I got these little booties that stick to the Velcro. I got those old man bars in there. I got a system of bungee cords and a harness. I wear a helmet and a mouthpiece. I'm not even allowed to shower alone anymore. Thought I was gonna be late to this show. I was on the phone talking to my mom. I said, "Mom, I gotta go. I gotta hop in the shower." She said, "By yourself?" She said, "You better get somebody over there at Vid Angel to help you into that harness." You guys are a lot of fun. I'm getting older. That's probably why I slipped in the shower. I'll be 54 this year. Yeah, don't clap. It's not going down gracefully. Yeah. When I turned 40, this is how I knew I was starting to get old. It's like I woke up the day that I was 40, and my elbow was in excruciating pain. It was swollen and killing me. So bad, I went to emergency. Doctor takes a look at the scan and he says, it's tennis elbow. I said, that's probably why they call what you do a practice. Because I don't know what it is about me that makes you think I even watch tennis. My name is Mark Christopher Lawrence. I'm originally from Compton, California. Home of the drive-by shooting. One of the many cities in America where the cost of living's going up, chance of living's going down. Mark is my birth-given name. Mark Christopher Lawrence. It's not a made-up Hollywood name. You know, like there's a lot of made-up names in Hollywood. Ving Rhames. I'm black, almost 54 years. I don't know one guy named Ving except him. See, here's the thing. Black people, we like to use that Q in names. Have you noticed that? Shaquille, Shaniqua, Aquanetta. Met a little boy the other day, Tyrone with a Q. He said, my mama said the Q is silent. I said, tell your mama the Q is stupid. That's just dumb. I was lucky. My brother named his kids after things he likes. Cars he can't even afford. Porsche and Bentley. Got a little fat nephew, Hummer. It was tough growing up in Compton. It was tough. I grew up in Compton during the rise of the Bloods and the Crips. I lived in a red neighborhood. I went to school in a blue neighborhood, so it was tough getting to and from school. Yeah. So one day I decided I'm gonna have to join a gang so I don't get beat up going both ways. I left school at like 11 o'clock in the morning to go join a gang, right? Get there, get my hat on to the side. You know how the gangsters wear their hats off to the side like that. Had my pants sagging down. You know how the gangsters wear them. Had my stroll together. You know the gangster stroll. You know. I left school at 11 o'clock, got home at like 6 at night. It's real hard to walk with your pants down there like that. Every 3 or 4 steps, you gotta stop and go. And that's gangster. Come on, Pookie, let's go. I got home, my mother was already home from work cooking dinner. She's in the kitchen talking to a friend. She said, hold on a minute, girl. I'm gonna have to call you back. This boy here done lost his mind. She said, why you dressed like that? I said, I'm in a gang, mama. Two weeks later, when I came to, when they woke me up out of that coma she put me in, she was sitting right next to my hospital bedside. She's like, let me tell you something. I'm your gang leader. I'm running this. I got jumped in that day. Apparently, I'm still in. My mother's 78 years old. If I don't call her every couple of days, she calls me and leaves messages. It's your mama. I think you know the number. Click. I drop whatever I'm doing. I got to go call my mama. My mother believed in discipline. She believed in education. So a round of applause. How many of you have children? All right, this is where my act gets controversial. How many of you believe in spankings? And where my timeout folks at? Wait. Got like two timeout people in the room. Look, I'm not saying beat your kids to death. I'm saying at an early age, give them a little bit of the Queen's wave. So that when they get to be 13, 14 years old, you know, you don't have to really knock them out. You know, wasn't no timeouts when I was growing up. When I was growing up, you get whooped so long, you try to call a timeout. Please, mama, I want to do this. I was trying to call a timeout. My mother, she had a switch cellar. It was climate controlled. All the switches would label what kind of wood it was when she picked it. She'd pull over anywhere to get a piece of a tree. Skirt! Baby, how about give me a piece of that tree? I didn't do nothing, you will. She believed in education. She made sure that we all went to school and got our education because she always said, no one can take education from you. Once you get that knowledge in your head, knowledge is power. I believe that. Where are my educators? Any educators in the room tonight? Mm-hmm. What do you teach?
History and English.
History and English. What grades?
7th, 8th, and 9th.
7? Ooh, middle school. See, I substitute teached one day. Middle school. Junior high. This little boy was pushing my buttons. You ever get a kid that pushes your buttons?
Always.
See, I don't know how they know all the buttons to push. And he was pushing them all. He's running around, he's throwing stuff, he's pulling hair. At one point, he is standing on a desk, like that far from me, looking at me in defiance. I said, look, boy, if you don't sit down, I'm gonna break your leg. I know you know better than that. He said, you can't touch me. I said, see, you know you need to be in school. You don't know the difference between can't and ain't supposed to. He said, if you touch me, you'll lose your job. I said, yeah, you're probably right. I'll probably have to get a job as a garbage man, who, by the way, makes more than teachers. He said, we'll be standing in front of that superintendent, me contemplating my new raise as a garbage man. And you on them crutches. You want to sit down or you want to limp? They didn't ask me back after that. My sister homeschools her kids. She's wicked smart. You know, I haven't taught in so long, and now it's like if I tried to homeschool my kids, they'd be dumb as dirt. Count for me, Marky. 1, another 1, this one, that one, thumb. Bless his heart. My daughter is smart. My daughter's smart, wicked smart. She said to me one day, she says, Daddy, do you know girls are smarter than boys? I said, no, baby, I didn't know that. She said, there you go. I said, do you know your way home from here? There you go. Oh, man. You guys are a lot of fun. I'm looking out here at you guys, and some of you are looking at me like, he looks familiar, but I'm not quite sure where I know him from. See, that's my life every day. Every day somebody walks up to me and go, did you go to uni? Mm-mm. Maybe it's TV or something like that. Nah, that's not it. Thank you. That's not it. I get defensive, you know, because I grew up in Compton, you know, so it's that defensiveness is in there. So I try to, you know, keep it at bay. You know, I was at the train station one night in LA, downtown LA. I live in San Diego now. So I usually take the train from LA to San Diego. And so one night, train station is right next door to the Twin Towers, which is the county jail. So one night I'm taking the 10 o'clock train home, and I'm standing in the platform because it's near where the cars are parked. I'm waiting for the train. It's about 9:45. Nobody is down there yet. And I see these two guys fresh out of the pen. And they have that's how I knew they were fresh out of the pen. They had their plastic bags with all their stuff. The jailhouse luggage is what they had. All their stuff in them. And I'm looking at them, staring at me from a distance. And so, if you see me on the streets, folks, here's what I'm going to say to you. Because I get defensive, because I grew up in Compton, if you see me on the streets, don't just stare. Just come up and say, hey, did you go to uni or something? Because when you just stare, it makes me think, do I need to get my hands out my pockets? Because there's something going to happen. And so these two prisoners, former convicts, with their luggage, are staring at me. And they start walking toward me. So I go up on the platform. I figured, you know, I better just go up here. Be better safe than sorry. I go up on the platform, and then they come up the other side of the ramp, and they're coming toward me. So now, there's tension in the air. And I see them, and I got my backpack on. And I'm not a fighter, but I will. I'll scratch you like you wouldn't believe. So I get my backpack off, and I see them talking, and one of them is talking more than the other one. And I always heard that rule, you know, if something happens, you got to get the one who's talking the most, because that's the one And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna scratch him right across the face. Hit him with that windmill. And then they came up and said, hey man, we love you on that show, Chuck. So what I'm saying is, don't just judge a book by its cover. That's all I'm trying to say. I love this job. This is my favorite thing to do in all of the things that I do as an actor and a comedian. I love the live feedback. I love to be able to come out to a different city and you get to learn a little bit about me, and sometimes I learn a little bit about you. And the thing I don't like about this job, I don't like having to go to the airport and deal with the TSA to get to it. See, there's no unified protocol for TSA in this country. Have you noticed that? Every airport is different. If I knew I had to do X, Y, and Z, I'd do X, Y, and Z, and everything would be smooth. Am I right? I ring every time I go through the metal detector. So now I just wear a hospital gown and foot socks. I avoid the x-ray machine at all costs. They say the amount of radiation you get from the x-ray is the same as when you go to the dentist. Every time I've been to the dentist for an x-ray, they've draped me in a lead cape. Run a 4-flat 40 out of the room. Got behind a little pane of bulletproof glass. Push a button, run in, move the thing, and run out again. I figure as much as I fly, 2 years, I'll have a whole nother head growing out the side of my neck. I'll be a comedy team at that point. I take the pat down every time. Most people don't like the pat down because it's very invasive, they're touching everything. And can't stand it. If you're getting a pat down and you don't like it, do what I do. As soon as they start patting, just go. That was so nice. They'll be all, next! There's a couple of airlines I hate flying. Frontier Air. The bus in the sky. It's like a bus in a third world country. They got chickens and goats on there. You gotta pay for everything. Check bag, carry-on bag, air. Sir, I saw you breathing. You're gonna have to swipe your card. I don't like Southwest either. Your bags fly free. But you gotta wrestle for a seat. They don't give you a seat assignment. Now the co-pilot's all mad because I'm sitting in his seat. I was on a Southwest flight, and here's how you know you're on a small plane, or either the guy in front of you has a really big head. This guy got on a plane and the whole cabin got dark. And he sat not even directly in front of me. This is how big this dude's head is. He's like sitting over there, and I can't see the screen. And the lady comes by, would you like to purchase the headset? And she looks and goes, oh. He's gonna need a noggin stabilizer. They always say, secure your own seatbelt. Make sure you think there's somebody actually sitting in a plane today that doesn't know how to work a seatbelt? You think somebody's sitting there going, wait a minute! What am I supposed to do with this? I'm glad to see all y'all out here tonight. I just want to leave you with this. See, guys, we as the male of the species, we are very sort of hands-on. We want to touch, taste, feel, control. That's who we are. Women want to talk about it because they're complicated. You are, ladies, you're very complicated. And you've been complicated a long time. Here's how I know. The Bible says, on the sixth day, God laid Adam down and put him in a deep coma-like sleep. He pulled a rib from Adam's side and he formed woman. God then blew the breath of life into woman. And then God needed a break. In fact, he stopped creating after that. I can imagine all the angels flying around going, what about that duck-billed platypus? You gonna fix that? That's a mess. I was like, nah, that's good. That's perfect. I can imagine Eve complaining about everything. Why did giraffe nick so long? How come the hippopotamus underwater? How come we can't have no apples? Finally, God woke Adam up. He says, hey, Adam. Adam. Good luck with that. My name is Mark Christopher Lawrence, folks. Thanks for coming out.